first time home buyers, they're just not, sure as far as, if they have to have a down payment. And then there are so many programs, great programs out there right now with that assistance. Or they just think, oh, my credit's just not, where it's at. So they're not sure that they think, oh, well, I'll just go rent. When a lot of the times their payment's going to be a lot cheaper than what their rent is.
Hey, I'm Nate Carver, and welcome to Between Two Doors. Nate Carver, your favorite mortgage guy, and this is Between Two Doors. And today we're in Central Alabama with Kay McKinney. Hey, Kay, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well, Nate. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. Kay, you've been a real estate agent for a hot minute, and I wanted to sit down with you for a little bit and just come talk to you about what your passions are in life and what you're doing that sets you apart in the real estate world. Tell me a little bit about you. What got you into real estate to begin with?
Well, my husband is a surveyor, so he had spoken with his boss, and his wife is actually an agent too. So we kind of just went together and decided that I would go that direction and get my license as well. So we're all, they do the survey part and we kind of handle the real estate side.
All right. And so when did you, or how long you've been doing? You've been a real estate agent now for how long?
12 years.
12 years. And in Central Alabama, around Lincoln, Alabama.
Yeah. So I cover Calhoun County, St. Clair County, which would be Pill City, the Oxford, Anniston area, some Talladega, and I actually do go into Birmingham. Birmingham's the big city. We are just 5 minutes from Talladega Racetrack, which everybody knows, all about the Talladega Racetrack.
That's right.
So we do a lot. I do a lot of lake homes. Lake Logan Martin's a great place as far as coming out and getting on the boat and doing some fishing and just hanging out.
All right. So when you started your first real estate transaction, did you have an idea? I'm kind of curious, as you're over 12 years, your progression there. Can you remember what it was, what your goal was when you became a real estate agent? Because I want to see what that is and see if it's changed any.
So I would say when I first started, it was more, relationships, and it's really truly gotten to that same. I would say that much of it has gotten better, because I was in a different kind of job that I did before. I worked out in the community, but now it's more based on, just getting to know the families and a lot of people who relocate, which is really neat. So it's just that one-on-one relationship that I just love. And from the beginning, it was I was more quiet and, I wasn't that outgoing person. So it's fun that I've changed a little bit and stepped outside the comfort zone to get to know people.
Right. Do you have an idea outside of your comfort zone? I guess, do you have like a particular type of property or a sweet spot of real estate that you like to pursue in helping people buy? Or do you work with real estate investors, first time home buyers? What in that type of?
Yeah, well, so I do a lot with I guess the most thing I love is helping veterans. I've done a lot of as far as classes and extra things to know exactly what the veteran needs and how to, direct them, to get the best possible properties that, sometimes there are programs where they get cash back, but that is the most rewarding thing is veterans and first-time home buyers, to give those people the keys to the first place that they'll call home is really it's rewarding.
How that make you feel? We got a good idea how they felt about it, but how as a real estate agent, knowing that you've literally, I think, changed their lives.
Yeah.
You give them the keys to wealth generation, home
Yeah.
ownership.
It's so neat. So this morning I actually this agent had posted a home, and he told a story of this house, and it started out when the first family that lived in it, and then when they moved away, that and he told the story from inside the walls of the house, where you always say if these walls could talk.
Mm-hmm.
As I read through that and listened, and and I could just say the walls actually talked, and it told that family. So you get once you meet the people and you find that place, it's like you're excited that they're going to start either start a new family, or I've saw where I've helped many first time buyers, and now they have one or two children. So I get to watch them on Facebook grow as they do, and then I have helped many find their second houses too, and kids that my kids went to school with. Now that is very fun to find those children who used to play in my backyard, find them houses.
Oh, I love that. So you definitely you stay in contact. It's not about just that one transaction or that one opportunity to sell or buy a home.
Yeah,
You stay in contact with them long term.
yeah. I've lost a few as far as in time as their lives change, but Facebook is the most connection that you have, and I do drop bys. I've take a little pot holder or something by and wave at them in their cameras and saying hello. So I try to keep in contact, and I've helped many throughout the years on their second and third transactions. So that really does make you feel good that they come back.
Right. So what advice would you give to your veteran community that's looking to purchase their home using a VA loan? On the real estate side, as a real estate agent, what advice would you give that veteran?
To do their due diligence as far as shopping, or and making sure that they're working with a lender that is going to give them the best possible rates for them. And again, some people do have programs where they get that cashback bonus. They've a lot of them, I would say, just need that guidance of reaching out, making sure that the house, that's because some of the home inspections are a lot different, and as you go into the homes, you want to make sure that they know, like, hey, it's got to have certain criteria, or they're not going to be able to get that VA loan for it. So you kind of just give them some directions too, as to, hey, this house is going to fit better for you, and you're going to get, the best possible ending, and getting those keys.
Yeah. Hey, the VA loan is the I think the single greatest loan product out there for
Mhm.
veterans. Period. If you're not a veteran, go enlist. It's go become a
Yeah.
veteran. It's a wonderful loan product, and a lot of myths about it. I find still. I just started a loan last week, and the veteran swore up and down he could only use it one time. It was a one time use product, and it's not.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of myths out there on the real estate property side. Do you see anything out there when you're first time home buyers are coming to look to buy a house? Maybe they're a veteran, maybe they're not, but
Yeah.
do you see anything out there that you'd like to dispel as purely a myth and give some clear guidance on as a real estate agent?
Well, again, the certificate of eligibility, they don't, with a veteran, sometimes they don't realize that, they can't actually get a second home, with that VA loan, that they can have a first and a second. It's just the eligibility stuff, as far as what they can afford. And then the
Yeah.
first time home buyers, they're just not, sure as far as, if they have to have a down payment. And then there are so many programs, great programs out there right now with that assistance. Or they just think, oh, my credit's just not, where it's at. So they're not sure that they think, oh, well, I'll just go rent. When a lot of the times their payment's going to be a lot cheaper than what their rent is. So it,
Yeah.
it kind of helps say, no, you may not know, but let's get with that lender and see where you're at. And it may actually benefit you in the long run to go ahead and what you would pay that first month's rent, that first deposit, and all those things that could be used towards your closing costs. If and a lot of times that seller is willing to pay the closing costs, so you could use that towards your down payment. So there's so many different things that they're just not aware of.
Right. So outside of real estate, what is it that you're passionate about, or you get excited about doing, or cheering for, or what is it you do if you get a moment to step outside of the real estate world? What do you do?
So we love getting out on the lake. That's one of the fun things about living here in Central Alabama. You have a lot of lakes. There's Neely Henry, then you've got Lake Logan Martin, you've got Lay Lake. They're all right here within 20 minutes of each other of being able to just get out. So again, we have a lot of people that move out of state that come in just because our taxes over here, Alabama is amazing. Your
Yeah.
property taxes are just
It's
phenomenal over here.
pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. And that can make the difference in your, purchase. Like if you go to, cross the line to Georgia, your taxes could be, $2,200, and you come over here to Alabama and, in a typical, lake properties or somewhere, around that 1,000 or ish, a little bit more kind of, but then your single family homes, most of those are, under $700. So that could be the difference in your debt to income, a little bit more house that you can buy for your money when you have those lower taxes.
$700 a year.
A year.
Yeah.
I've had them 400, 250.
Do the math on that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I don't believe
It's amazing.
it. But it's true.
Yeah,
I've written a number of loans now. Yeah. $33 a month on property taxes. There are some states where you're paying 1.2, 2.3% of the home value.
Yeah.
And you'll be paying $400 or $500 a month in property taxes. So there's a lot of incentives to move to Alabama. So fishing on the lake. I'm going to pretend I don't know, but if you're watching, if people are listening on this podcast, Spotify, there you go. If you lean over, there's a great big giant elephant prop of her camp, her RV. So, all right. So who do you root for?
Maybe Alabama. Yeah, that's the fun thing is, I am coming from my camper, which we have at the lake, and that is one of the things that we have to say is football time is so fun. Football and fires and, just that camaraderie, just getting out. I mean, I have Tennessee fans on the way here right now, and it's the most fun thing to do is rivalries.
Oh, yeah. Wow. And what a great area. You got lakes, you got Talladega, you got the racing, you got Roll Tide, you got football right there, relatively close. And I'm
a member of the Civic Dance too. So we actually just we had a poker run last weekend, and we had a goal of $10,000. So we were just a few hundred away. So each member threw in some extra money to hit our goal of sponsorships of $10,000, just the sponsorships. And we raised over $6,000 more this year than we did last year as far as, and so that's for special needs children.
Okay. What's that organization?
Civitans. It's Logan Martin Civic. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is amazing. Special needs children. They just did a sensory room for children at the Pell City city schools. So for those, autistic and special needs children, they have a sensory room that they've made for them, and I think that is fantastic.
I'll put a link to them in the podcast somewhere down below. I'll get that added to it, and so people can find it. Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's great. All right, funny story, crazy story. In your experience in real estate, if you'd like to share one, I always like to hear these things. Just I mean, all I see is numbers. When I write loans, I see numbers. But you live it because you see the buyers, the sellers, the real estate properties. You get to live what I see on paper. So I'd love to. If you've got something you'd like to share, I think that's funny or what have you. I would love to hear it.
Oh, I don't know how much funniness. I guess when you go into what's crazy is in this business, you see so many houses. Like you go to houses, and it's the people who are listening in on their Ring door cameras. They don't realize that, I heard an agent say the other day she could hear the man breathing.
Oh no.
So, yeah, you walk in or you see like like something happens. I've actually been stung by a bee one time walking through the yard, and the bee flew straight up my pants leg, and I'm pretty much thinking that the guy thinks that I'm just fixing to, fixing to declose right there in front of him. So he turns around, runs, looks the other way. So you never know what's going to happen while you're out and about. Like say you could run into some crazy farm animal out here in the woods. So it can be eventful. We've ran into step in a hole while you're out trying to show houses and just completely wipe out. So it's always eventful. You you hope that nobody caught it on camera, that you made yourself look crazy. So I love I love I love challenges when it comes to, working with people too. So it can be funny when you have those people who you've worked with, I'd say for 2.5 years, or you've had people that you've just shown for a week, so it's always an adventure with real estate.
Wow. Well, let me how can somebody looking to buy or sell a house in central Alabama, what are the best ways that they can get a hold of you?
Well, they can reach out to me directly, and I think you're going to put a link on there to my number. But I'm
I will.
Kay McKinney I am with EXP Realty, and I am online too. They can locate me there. Facebook, Kay McKinney, Lake Logan Martin. Again, I love the lake, so I kind of focus a lot on the lake, but you can find me on social media at that Kay McKinney, Lake Logan Martin.
All right, there you have it, folks. If you're looking to buy or sell a house in central Alabama, um, between Talladega and racing and football and lake living, reach out to Kay McKinney.
Yes.
She would be fantastic person to know and help
Yeah.
guide you in purchasing or selling a home. Kay, thank you
Yeah, I
for
got
talking.
the pontoon's right out there. We could take you out. All the great restaurants around the lake. That's definitely, yeah. And
Roll
and
out the red
throw the
carpet.
fish. Yes. I have offered, a few times to, throw in the camper for the weekend. I've got a great, sweet young family that I'm working with. And that's how I met you.
Yeah.
You've been amazing, and I can't say enough about, how much I appreciate you for, reaching out and helping my sweet Josh and Diane. So
Oh,
again, it's yeah, you're
I just
fantastic
talked to
too.
him
So just
yesterday.
yeah.
Nothing to do with that deal. So I just talked to him yesterday. He was concerned about something random, and we had a good conversation.
Yeah,
So
yeah, great family. And that's what you say. You get to you make those connections with people, lifelong friendships and
yeah,
things. And so yeah. And don't forget to call Nate and get your loan approved, and then you can give me a call and we can go look.
there you go. All right. Thanks, Kay. It's good talking
Thank you,
to you.
Nate. Talk to you soon. All right, let's get this one closed.